This video is for artificial lash application, and we're going to start the video as we've arrived to work. So the first thing that you want to do when you get to work is wash your hands. So you're going to wet your hands, you're going to find that liquid hand soap, and you're going to wash your palms together, washing down to the wrists. You're going to wash your back of your hands all the way down to your wrist. You're going to wash your fingers together. You're going to wash the back of your fingers. You're going to wash between those fingers. You're going to wash your fingertips and your thumbs. Wash between the fingers and the thumbs. You're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to wash your wrists, those nails and fingertips, and all this interlocking procedure needs to be done for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. Once they're clean, you can rinse under the water, and then you're going to get disposable paper towels. Turn that faucet off with the towels and then completely dry your hands. Toss the paper towels in the trash and then get your hand sanitizer. You want to identify that 70% ethyl alcohol, and then you can get to town on your hand sanitizer. And then you need to get your room set up before your client even arrives. So let's talk about that procedure, your prep steps. So you're going to go to your workstation and you need to disinfect the bed, the equipment, using a disinfectant wipe, following manufacturer's instructions. You're going to dispense products needed for the service. You're going to prepare disposable portion cups for each product, with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup tray. Or you can remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula, then close the lid to the product and set the portion cup or tray on the tray. You'll place disposable table paper on the disinfected bed. And so I'm just going to show you that we have our tray here set up for the service. We have our cotton rounds, we have our makeup remover, eye makeup remover. We have our set of lashes with lash glue. We have tweezers, and we have a small set of scissors. We have a disposable mascara wand. We've got single-use applicators for the glue, like you can put the glue on with it and you throw it in the trash. And then of course we have a set of disposable gloves. We have some tissue, paper towels, etc., things that we might need that are extra. And so our room is ready to go. And now it's time to meet your client because they're getting ready to arrive. One thing to note at this point though is that you've prepared your space and you washed your hands when you got in, and if you need to wash your hands again before you meet with your client, then you need to do that. We've already done that, so we're going to go meet our client and find out if she or he will be okay for the lash application. So we're going to greet our client and escort them to the work area. We will assess the client's current style and we'll determine the client's preferences. We'll assess the client's needs. We'll assess the client's skin by performing a skin analysis to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation like lice or scabies, to prevent from safely performing the service. We'll assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products they've used within the last 72 hours, and we'll consult on any known allergies. We'll consult with the client on any facial surgeries they might have had within the last 3 months, and if the client is under a physician's care. We'll assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. We'll assess if the client has used exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, hydroquinone, etc. We'll assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers, and if the client is free from all of those contraindications, then we will be able to move forward with the procedure, and our client is totally fine. So what we're going to do before we wash our hands is we're going to get our client set up. They don't have to disrobe for this service, but we're going to need to pull their hair back, so you just need to get a hairnet or a headband and get it out of the way of the eyes. That's important because we are going to be putting artificial lashes on. We're going to put a drape over their clothing, make sure they're nice and comfortable, and that no glue or anything could get on their clothing. And then it is time for us to wash our hands. So once again, we're going to find that sink, wet our hands, liquid hand soap on our hands down to our wrist, back of our hands down to our wrist. We're going to wash our fingers. We're going to wash the back of our fingers, fingertips, and nails, between our fingers, and our thumbs. We're going to wash our thumbs, our wrists. Really good, thorough wash here. And once you've done all of that for 20 to 30 seconds, you're going to rinse everything under the water, and then you want to find and locate some disposable paper towels. Grab that, turn the water off, and then thoroughly dry your hands off. Toss your paper towels in the trash, and then get your 70% ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer. Go ahead and sanitize those hands. And then you need to put on your disposable gloves before service. So make sure your hands are totally dry, because it's hard to put gloves on if you have wet hands or hand sanitizer all over your hands. And I'm just going to get what I need to take off her makeup. So first step we're going to do is take off her eye makeup. And every client's different, some wear more than others, so you may find that you need to do this a couple times. That's okay. And then I'm going to make sure she's good and dry, because we're using lash adhesive and I don't want her lashes to not stick. And then you grab your disposable mascara wand, and we're just going to comb through those lashes on both sides, just so we can see them all together, and also see where that base of the lash is, where we're going to try to get our lash strip. And you can toss that. And before you actually put the lashes on, what you're going to want to do is measure the lash. And with a set of artificial lashes, there actually is a right side and a left side. They're not the same. The short side of your lash strip is going to go closest to the nose, and then the lashes will get longer as they go to the outer part of the eye. So we're going to find the short side of this lash strip, and we're going to line it up with the lash, because we need to measure the lash strip against the size of her eye. So all I'm doing, there's no glue or anything, I'm just checking. And it actually works extremely well with this particular eye size and shape. They are almost perfect, but I'm going to show you how we would trim. So I'm going to pretend like they're just a little bit too long. And so I'm going to say, oh, they're just a little bit extra here. What are we going to do? So we're going to grab our scissors, we're holding it with our fingers, and we would trim off the top of that lash above the finger. So you're just going to go that way, and then let that, you can do it over your tray, let that just fall down. We're going to be putting it in the trash. Then we can apply the glue. So we're going to turn it over, and we're going to get our lash adhesive, and we're going to get one of our disposable single-use applicators. We're going to put a little glue on there, and then we're just going to take and apply just the teensiest bit of adhesive. And then we can throw that single use applicator in the trash. And then we're gonna flip it over and grab our lash strip with our tweezers, and you usually wanna grab kind of near the middle of your strip before you lay it down, because when you lay it down on the lash, you're gonna press on the inner corner first, and you're just trying to get it and work your way out, trying to get it as close to the lash line as you can get it. And voila, she's awesome. And we usually wait for about 4 to 5 seconds. You want to let that glue set up a little bit before you move on. Gives you time if you need to move anything around, or just let it set. And then we're going to repeat on the other side. So we've got our strip lash. And we have to measure first. So we're going to bring it over, measure it on this side. Awesome, but we're going to give it a really good, since the other one was too long, we're going to pretend like this one is too, just a teeny bit. Same amount here, and I'm holding it for you, and then I'm grabbing my scissors. I'm going to hold up over the tray. Remember, I'm cutting from the longest side, not the shortest side, and I'm cutting above my fingers so I don't make it too short, and I let it fall onto the tray. We're going to throw that away. And then we're gonna flip it over so we can apply the glue to the back of the lash strip, getting our single-use applicator and applying it along the lash strip, corner to corner. Toss it. Toss the applicator, not the lashes. And then we are going to apply the lash, lining it up. And we're going to press the inner corner. Pressing down. Giving it that 4 to 5 seconds to adhere. And look how good they look. Perfect. And so you are going to have your client open, let her see how they feel, and then you're going to present and show the client, and she's going to be like, oh, they're awesome. And so at this point, what you want to do is remove the drape and the headband, etc. You're going to take your gloves off, and then you can go check her out to talk about maintenance and aftercare. Do that just a minute. And toss your gloves, and then you can talk about maintenance and aftercare. And what you're going to really just explain is they're single use. She knows that. She could possibly take them off when she washes her face, and then you could teach her how to glue them back on if she wants to use them for a few more times. But they're not going to last for a long time. And then you'll get her checked out on her way, and then you need to go back and clean up your room. So what you're going to do is discard any single-use items that need to be. You're going to place your implements in a closed container labeled to be disinfectant. You're going to take the drape, the towel, any linens you might have used, and you will put them in a closed container until time for laundry. And then you'll identify proper cleaning agent, read the manufacturer's directions, follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage, wipe the workstation and area with cleaning solution to remove debris, Identify disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, EPA approved for use in a salon setting, which means you're going to put your gloves back on. And you're going to follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using the appropriate aerosol disinfectant. You will disinfect electrical equipment, store it in a clean area, separate from other implements. Then you can remove those gloves and throw them in the trash, and it's time for a final hand wash. So you're going to wet your hands, and you're going to find the liquid hand soap. Wash your palms down to your wrist. You're going to wash the back of your hands down to your wrists. You're going to wash your fingers. You're going to wash the backs of your fingers, fingertips and nails, between your fingertips, between your fingers and your thumbs. You're going to wash your wrists, and you're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to do all of that for 20 to 30 second minimum, and then you'll rinse everything thoroughly under the water. Once you've done all your rinse, go ahead and grab the paper towel, turn off the water, dry your hands thoroughly, toss those paper towels in the trash, and then find your liquid hand sanitizer. Find your hand sanitizer that is liquid, 70% ethyl alcohol, and you're going to want to make sure that you give it a really good, proper sanitize, let it all dry down, and you should be ready to set up for your next client. So that concludes artificial lash application video.